It's a matter of living all the good things you believe in the beginning, because we usually believe way beyond what we live. So that's the way I started. I just took them one by one and worked on them. And if I could think of something I was doing that I knew I shouldn't be doing, I simply quit. For instance, I realized at one point that I wasn't living on what you would call a good health diet. So I quit that and started living on a good health diet. Started practicing prevention. All things known to be bad for your health, I simply cut out before I got sick. And then, if you can think of something you're doing that you know you shouldn't be doing, you can easily cut it out. But there's a more difficult thing than that. When you think of something that you know you should be doing that you aren't doing, now that might take a little more time. For instance, I wasn't being forgiving enough toward myself. Toward others, yes, no problem there. But toward myself, if I did something that wasn't the highest, I would say to myself, you ought to know better. And then one time, I was looking at myself in the mirror as I combed my hair, and I said, you vain thing, why should you think you ought to know better when you forgive everyone else for not knowing better? You know better than they are. You must forgive yourself as readily as you forgive them, and then take a further step. Use all that energy you've been using on condemning yourself, on improving yourself. And then I started to get somewhere, because, you know, there's only one person you can change, and that person is yourself. Now, of course, many have to get rid of things like worry habits and anger habits and fear habits. But there's another thing, too. We must find our job in the life pattern, because every one of us has a job, and we won't be happy until we find it. And you can work in two ways. You know, it's your higher nature that knows what your job is, and so put yourself into inspirational circumstances so you will have an awakening of your higher nature and know what your job is. And the other way, since you already undoubtedly have had some awakenings, is to ask yourself, what do I like to do?
Right.
Because if it's your job, you will like to do it, and you will do it as easily and joyously as I walk my pilgrimage.